Hello, today we're going to talk about SoilMix and how to use it for your lawn, your garden, or in a small farm. We're going to do that using a variety of devices, and we'll step into larger applications in a separate video. If you're getting started out at home, SoilMix is great to use in a watering can around your potted plants in the house or the ones out on the deck. Just a few drops, swoosh it around in there, and you're good to go. You can also put a couple of drops into simple sprayers for your lighter, more delicate plants or lighter use. Focus on the soil and around where the root structure is going to be. One of my favorites for using around the home is a hose end hand sprayer. These are simple and you can get them at just about any hardware store or online. And you're going to set it to the lowest setting. You're just going to be doing a mist of the Natrasolve. And so go ahead and put your product in there at the rate that you want to apply for the area. So let me slow that down a little bit. We suggest 3 to 6 ounces per acre, 3 to 6 times a year. So say my yard is about 1 total acre. I would put the 3 to 6 ounces into this device, set it on its lowest setting, and then spray with the hose over the entirety of the area. Now you're going to want to keep moving that product around because the sugar base in the bottom is going to want to settle a bit. And so that works out when you're doing a larger area, but you're going to want to notice that. If you're in a dry climate, I would suggest that you use more water. So for example, if I'm doing that same acre space, but I'm in a really dry climate, I'm going to use that full 6 ounces per acre, but I'm going to separate it, maybe 2 or 3 ounces per use. So I put 2 ounces in here, I would spray it, I would use some extra water, I would get that microbiology really going in that extra water with the extra oxygen they're going to get going into the ground. And I would do that 2 to 3 times depending on how much I was using. So with microbiology, it's not like a chemical where you're going to use a static amount per treatment. You're going to use it and then adjust per your needs. We have those 3 to 6 ounces, 3 to 6 times a year in as a baseline, but SoilMix is safe for pets, bees, kids, and the planet in general. So let us know if you have any questions about that. In some of the larger applications around your yard, you might want to switch to one of these handheld devices, one of these pumps. And although these smaller pumps are good for small areas, gardens, or in the compost, I'd recommend that if you have a larger yard and you're not using a hose end hand sprayer, or maybe your hose doesn't get to the whole area, go ahead and take a look at some of these backpack sprayers. So this Chapin and I, we've done a lot together. And if you're going to get one that has the pump, I would very much suggest you switch that back and forth because your muscle development on each side is definitely going to notice after a period of time. My favorite these days is this Ryobi. I love it because it has this battery pack in there, and that's going to last for quite a while. I go ahead and have more than one battery so that I can be charging one while I'm using the other, and they both charge and last really well. So I would definitely take a look, and for the money and the time that you're going to save over using the pump, I would definitely take a look at that. But if you need to work out and don't like the gym, definitely take a look at this Chapin pump. They're sturdy, they're reliable, and they've got great settings. And just like I was mentioning with the hose end hand sprayer, if you're using one of these backpack sprayers or the handheld pump, you'll just want to set that on the mist. And when we go around and we use one of these, we're not going to put this on the ground like it's a vacuum and we're making lines in the soil. We want to have this about 10 to 12 inches above the ground. If it's windy, go ahead and put it more 4 to 6 inches and just move it a little bit quicker. But the whole point there is to put a mist The microbiology is seated in a base of sugars, and those sugars are going to become a food source as soon as they get in this water. That also means that when you're done using your hose end hand sprayer or your backpack sprayer, you're going to want to empty out the rest of the product. Go put it in an area that you wanted to use it in, or add it to the compost, put it around the base of a big tree, something like that. But you're going to want it out of there within 2 to 3 days, and make sure to clean out your equipment when you're done. So, light mist, clean out your equipment when you're done. Use it all within 2 to 3 days. You're not going to want to store it in freezing temperatures or use it, leave it direct in the sun. You don't want to store it directly in the sun. The microbes don't like that, just like we don't. And I did have this 5-gallon jug out here, and I put that out here especially with this spigot because for those of you who have irrigation, you could feasibly take your SoilMix product and think about the amount of area that your irrigation is going to be covering and put that SoilMix into a 5-gallon jug, fill that jug all the way, the rest of the way with water, and pour it, lay it on its side, put it on a slow drip, and have that coming into the irrigation either as the water moves in or as it moves out down your canal. The longer you can give it, the better. The farther upstream you can have it, the better. But that's an easy way for you to dose an irrigation unit or space and use the amount of product that you will be using for the area that water gets to. So for the 5-gallon jug or for the use of these backpack sprayers or the hand sprayer, I would recommend that you always consider your health and well-being and use a back brace. This one has helped me out tremendously, and I would just recommend to anybody that's going to be hefting with these around. They get lighter as you go, which is the good part, but they can be pretty heavy. So get yourself a good back brace before you head out there, and thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know.